Minasan konnichiwa und willkommen. And today we're gonna be reviewing a classic CBS show from 1989 to 1996. Well, I was gonna review Kiki's Delivery Service, but that can wait a little bit. Because today we're gonna be looking at Rescue 911, known in Spain and Latin America as Rescate 911. But in Brazil, it is known as Emergencia 911. So let's get this review started. The show's host, William Shatner, also known as Captain Kirk from the original Star Trek, gave us a lot of information on how to save lives and call the right people for help. And I mean, that show has saved so many lives over the years. In fact, there have been over 500 lives saved, or so I read. Or was it over 300 lives saved? But who's counting anyway? Anyway, back to the review. The show dealt with many different situations. House break-ins, fires, structure fires, bleedings, suicide, huffing butane, arson, all that kind of bullshit. But it was always up to the people to save the day. Doctors, firefighters, police officers, paramedics, etc. Even the goddamn kids once in a while. And of course the show also had a few foreign stories as well, even though they were dubbed over by English interpreters, which I cannot stand with a passion. And I actually remember watching the show around 91 or 92. I could be mistaken on that point. But I know the show quite well. Well, the thing I do remember from the show was the show's closing credits. Well, which was usually after William Shatner's sign-off. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911. And then it just goes to the end credits. Well, I don't remember the helicopter being used, but I do remember seeing the fire truck being used, the ambulance being used, but the police car was the most commonly used. Every single syndicated broadcast actually used the police car instead of the other two vehicles, like the original broadcasts did. I know, because I've experienced it back in the early 90s. Well, at the time. The show ran for 7 seasons, from April 18th, 1989 to August 27th, 1996. Exactly 10 years before the German version ended. That's right, the German version debuted in 92 and ended in 2006, exactly 10 years after the original show had ended. Despite him always using the words next week, when in reality there was no next week. Because the show ended its run by then. Well, by that time, the show was airing in reruns at the time. Well, not counting the season 7 episodes, because those were only shown once. I wish I was kidding about this, folks. That's right, I'm not making this fucking shit up. Anyway, back to the review. And the show was so popular that they made a couple books based on the show. Some of the stories were tragic, and some were actually humorous. Like that one story with the criminal hanging on the chimney. No, that was fucking hilarious. In fact, it's pretty much George Carlin and Phil Hartman and Paul Lynde level right there. Well then, Nostalgia Critic and Angry Grandpa level, okay? But I'll cover those in future videos. Hell, they even made a couple toys based on the popular show. You know, like the ambulance, the fire truck, the helicopter, and the police car. Trust me, I've actually looked up that shit on the internet. Well, that's it for this review in my review channel. Make sure to check out more reviews in the near future. And as always, amigos, au revoir und auf Wiedersehen.